3:57 a.m. of the Sunday night or Monday morning of the Taxi Vlog 556. I just dropped off at the airport. I've got over $300 on already, and that's good. 2 hours left to go. I was a little bit surprised when I had some messages on my phone when I was on my way to work, or I just picked up the phone to go out the door, and there were messages from the owner. And the first one that I saw was, the key to car 11 will be in the cup holder and the driver's side rear door will be unlocked. Okay. Then I had to scroll back to earlier messages to find out what was really going on. And what had happened is that the guy who drove the car Saturday night, towards the end of his shift, he encountered a warning light for the brakes. Okay, I had never seen that one before. And anyways, so what had happened was the driver of car 11 for Sunday called in sick. So the driver on this car, car 31, was put on car 11 because of that brake light issue. Now, I worked car 11 until 3 o'clock, until an hour ago. But see, car 11, the shift ends on car 11 at 5, and I'm working 6 o'clock. And since the owner of both cars asked me to take this one to the garage in the morning, I figured, well, I don't want to lose any part of my shift. So I took a calculated risk and grabbed this car. And shortly after I grabbed it, I got a call that went to the airport. And I have not seen the warning light come on for the brakes yet. So that's good. And they seem to work. Yes, they do. They work just fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's no warning light. No warning light for the brakes. There's one for that the headlights are on, and the other one is saying that I have a tire that's low on air. But I don't, because it's just a sensor that is broken. So, been a successful night so far. Very successful for a Sunday. Nothing like last week, which was the May long weekend. But still, over 300 on a Sunday. I'm happy. And I'll be back tomorrow. Second trip to the airport, and the car is making a horrible sound. I made about $30 in town after dropping off up here. Now I made another 47 or 50 or so. So $80 on top of three. I got about 400 on. But this car is making noise now because the brakes are failing. I'm still able to stop. It just requires a lot more pressure on the pedal. It's going straight to the garage anyway. It's going straight to the shop. Yeah, you don't want to hear that anymore. But suffice it to say, I've had 2 runs to the airport this morning. It's the morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's after Monday night. Monday night I did about 260, 65, somewhere in there. I'm not in the same car as I'm usually in because the one I'm usually in is waiting on a part. I took it to the shop in the morning, having problems with the brakes, and the car stopped, but you had to press the brake pedal pretty hard to get it to do that. And but it did stop in the end. I didn't hit anything. I took it to the garage. I took it to the shop. So the owner managed to find this car for me to drive. This is another 2012 Prius. It has a tablet instead of a data terminal. And I'm not a big fan of the tablet. But the car's a lot tighter than the one I usually drive. The one I usually drive has about 700,000 kilometers on it. This one has about 205. Big difference. This thing feels like it just came off the showroom floor. In comparison, that is. I just dropped off in Langford. I'm on my way back into town. We got the morning commute people in front of us. It's almost rush hour. Another half hour it'll be rush hour. I got to get this thing into town in half an hour and parked at the south end of town, and then I got to commute back home. Yuck. I'm not a fan of commuting. Well, that was the Monday. I'll come back tomorrow. Well, that was the second night in a row in this other car 17. It wasn't a very good night. I did a grand total of 285 of that is lease, and $15 of that was fuel. So I made me a great $100. I was surprised when I got to my phone. It said, it was a message from the owner of the cab saying, "The unthinkable has happened. The part hasn't come in yet." Now, the part apparently is called an accumulator. I had never heard of this part before because my 1970, my knowledge of automotive technology goes up to about 1975. And what came after that, I have no idea, so I don't know what an accumulator is. But apparently the accumulator had not arrived yesterday. So hopefully it gets arrived today. Today is the Wednesday. This was the Tuesday night, and yeah, it was the stinker of the week, I'd have to say. I don't usually go this way because I don't usually park where this thing parks. I usually don't go to the part of town where this thing parks because, well, there's a lot of traffic lights in the way, and it's the other side of downtown. I don't like downtown. I usually stay on the north side. This is way down on the south by the ocean where this thing parks. Right outside of Beacon Hill Park. The other thing I don't like about it is the long, well, it's a reasonable drive from where I live. And of course the car I usually drive parks a 5-minute walk away from my front door. So yeah, not much to report about tonight. It was just nothing special. Well, I tell you what, I'll talk to you sooner, hopefully from my regular wheels. Well, here we are at the airport. The time is now 3:48. And it's been okay tonight. I got about 240 on, approximately. That's okay. I still have another couple hours to work, so I'm not complaining. It was busy before midnight. I did quite well. And then around 1 o'clock it slowed down. And I started watching stuff and falling asleep. And that's been the pattern lately. Watch stuff and fall asleep. Yeah. So what's happening on this Thursday morning of Taxi Vlog 556? The only reason I remember that is because the last Taxi Vlog is 555. Or wait a minute, is this 557? Now I'm confused. Oh well, doesn't matter. This will go up, and the next one will go up too, and the last one went up already. Yeah, so that's it, the airport. I think I'll go back into town and go to sleep again. Did I say that? I think I did. I'm repeating myself. I must be getting old. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. I'm out at the airport. You've seen the flowers many times, but I don't think you've seen me this week, so here I am. Just dropped off at the airport. The time is now 5:07 in the morning on Friday. I'm very tired. I've had a long night. It was the kind of night where I'd get sent to an address, and then when I'd get there, I'd phone the customer and I'd say I'm right outside, but they didn't tell me what unit you're in, so could you tell me please what unit you're in, or what the unit is? She told me the unit. Okay, so I got there and I sat outside. And I was expecting somebody to come out, but for several minutes nobody came out. So I called again. I said, yeah, I'm in the taxi waiting outside. And she says, no one's come out? I said, oh, well, I figured since I'd called you, you would have come out. And I said, are you somewhere else by any chance? And she says, yes. She said, well, didn't you knock on the door? I said, well, no. When I call people, I figure they've got the message that I'm there, and I don't need to knock on the door because I've called. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so you're sorry. I'll go knock on the door. So I went and knocked on the door. There was no answer. Then I hit the doorbell. There was no answer. So I said, well, there's no answer. And she says, really? That's strange. And I said, are you sure it's the address and the unit number? She says, yeah, there's a blue car in the driveway. And I said, well, that's the problem. There is no car in the driveway. So whoever the occupant of this residence is probably took the blue car and went somewhere, but they're not here. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, you gotta cancel. Well, yeah, obviously there's nobody there. So then I get back to my spot where I like to sit, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting roundabout. And I'm waiting, and I get a call. I get a call to an address just 2 blocks away. So just as I'm arriving, canceled. Oh crap. So I'm going back to my spot where I like to sit and watch movies and stuff. And I get called to another address that's just around the corner from the one I had just been called to. Sure enough, there were 2 ladies with empty suitcases going somewhere. And I said, you know, had you not canceled the first time, I would have phoned you when I didn't see you, and you could have told me where you were. And twice I got sent to a certain location, a certain bar, and I got scooped by a cab from another fleet. Twice that happened at the same place. And after I got scooped there the second time, there's a guy coming out the door. It was a bar. He said, can you take me, give me a ride? Yeah, sure. So he's pointing, oh, you go left, you go right, you go left, you go straight, you go left, you go right. He wouldn't give me an address. And then when we got there, he gave me his card to put in the machine, and it was declined. And he said, how much do I owe you? I say, well, $13.40. And he proceeds to pay me, and the card is declined. So now he's got to dig for change. He said, well, how do I pay you then? I said, I don't know. Go in the house and borrow money from somebody who's in there. So he's pulling out coins, dollars and toonies and quarters and a few nickels and things. And it added up to like $9 and something. $9.20 or something. And so he said, how much do I still owe you? And I figured it out. It was, $4 and something. He says, yeah, so I owe you $4 and something. I got no more. Yeah, right, buddy. Sure, okay, fine. May I not have to deal with you again? And of course, it being the last day of the week, I was tired. I was bagged. I watched a few videos and fell asleep a number of times. I was sleeping when I got this call that went to the airport. But it was a good one. The guy tipped me $10 on top of what the amount was. And so that worked out very well. I hope yours is better than mine. I'm about to pull into the car wash now and give this thing a spritzing. Oh yeah, did I mention that I got my regular car back? Yeah, it's working fine now.